Hello students. So in previous class we have discussed about your 17th chapter about the district collector and the magistrate of Nallavaram and also the Tahsildar. It is nothing but MRO and village revenue officers and uh, and how's the laws they will implement, and also we have discussed about the Andhra Pradesh Water, Land and Trees Protection Act 2002. So the remaining topic today we will discuss. The remaining topic here we have a table. What is that department? What is department and department related subject? First of all, the groundwater department. It is nothing but this department. What is their main subject? What are the main things they will do related to this department? The groundwater department is the registration of rigs and sand mining and classification of groundwater basins. Like this they are related to only this subject. Coming to next department, it is a municipal administration and urban development department. So it consists what the construction of rainwater and harvesting structures, tree planting, permission for construction for the, if anybody wants to construct the new buildings, then the permissions, this department will give the permissions to them. Which department? The municipal administration and the urban development department. Coming to the next department, the mines and geology department. So it is related to what? It is related to monitoring the sand mining in the water bodies. And coming to the last department, it is the forest department. It is related to the granting permission for the felling trees. So after when Andhra Pradesh Protection Act, when these law has passed, after the law was passed, then the government, it is formed an authority to what? To implement this act. So it was called what? It was called the Water, Land and Trees Protection Authority. In shortcut we can call it as what? VALTA. It is nothing but Water, Land, Trees Protection Authority. VOLTA we can call it as in short form. So if you look carefully, in order to implement such law like this, like these act, so first of all it is important that different departments of the government should work together. Like for example, as we discussed in the table, no, for registration, groundwater department and the forest department, and who will give the permissions to the constructions, municipal administration department. So for one law implementing this, all this should work together, then only it can be work. So you can note the forest department has to be taken into account, and because the forests are very important for us for saving what? For saving water, our air, oxygen we need, right? So first here the forests are the very important as per saving water, and the department in all the charge of the industry to ensure what? To ensure that factories should not get pollute water here. So they will here we need the forest department is the main important department. So they do not the factories will be not polluting the water. So we have discussed, no, now in the table we have discussed, no, such as, so that table is related to the different percent in the persons who are in the government. They are the responsible, these departments are the responsible for the implementing the laws. So now related to this table, if this law is properly implemented, then what will happen? So considering all the what are the possibilities are there, then can you identify which departments have the responsible if their activities are to be evaluated? So like in a democratic country like ours, there are different departments which will place the different roles. The roles are played by whom? The elected representatives, and they will appointed the government officials also. So in many ways there are many different form, the way the kings and priests has dictated the different aspects of our lives. So this is not to say that all the different forms of the marginalization and disparities and discrimination they have removed from the society, but we can work towards achieving them, isn't it? So when the kings are there for us, at the time how the society is, there are so much of inequalities and discriminations they have. So these kings and priests in many ways they have dictated many different formations and aspects of our lives. So this is, so we can't say that not all the different form of the things like discrimination, disparities, these are removed from our society, but we can do a hard work and efficient to towards them to achieving them here. So by these your 17th chapter is finished. Now we are going to start a new chapter, your 18th chapter, the caste discrimination and the struggle for the equality. So how in the previous years the caste discrimination has there, and how the people have struggled for their equality rights. So we are going to discuss about these about in this chapter. So the caste system has created one of the major forms of inequality in our country. It means first the caste system which is there, this we all know that different categories of caste are there. So this system it has created it is a major form of what it will show the inequalities in our country. So for many centuries the people have fighted against this discrimination, and at last when we got our constitution, then this discrimination has ended it. So the elimination of caste discrimination has been one of the major aims of our government. So in this chapter let us read about the caste system, how it will works, and what are the steps they have taken to uh, completely end this caste discrimination. We will see in this chapter. A large number of people in our country, they'll think of themselves as belonging to some caste or the other. So we all know that in our country definitely a person is belonging to one caste. So like this the people are divided into a different categories of caste like BC, SC, ST. So these, and even religions are also different religions, different caste people who live in our country. So a large number of people who are living in our country, so they will decide themselves only that they are belonging to the caste, one caste or another caste. So how they will decide by themselves that they are belonging to the particular caste according to their families. If the families and their families, their forefathers from these many generations, they are belonging to, if such they are belonging to for example BC caste, then the future generations children will also they'll decide themselves as that they are belonging to the same caste only. So they even put the names of their castes as a part of their own name. So we all know that they will keep their names of their castes like BC caste, SC castes and STs in BCs in different religions. I mean the castes are with different names in a VC, in ST also. So like that they will decide the caste names as their own names. So usually generally the people of a caste follow some common customs and worship a particular deity. So these caste the people of caste what they will do, for each different caste of people, they have the customs. It means they'll worship a particular god, like they have a particular god related to their caste, so they will worship that god only. So they the different categories of people, they have each caste they have the particular deity to worship. So many people who follow the caste, they will the rules, they will marry only within their own caste. So we already know about this, that the people who are living in the society in our country, So according to their castes, they will do the marriage also with the same caste members. So if we see in olden days, what will happen? The people of one caste followed the same profession or work. Now, though these days this tradition has been changing fast. So if we see in the olden days, in previous years, what will happen? One caste people will follow only one profession, like the pots who will make the potter, their that caste people, they'll make only pots, and the fishermen who are there, they'll their work is, their profession is to just to catch the fishes. Like this, the carpenters, they'll do furniture work. So like this, the each caste, they have a particular profession of work. But if we see now in this generation, in nowadays, what is happening? So this tradition which is there in the olden days, it has been changing very fastly. So now the people are not following their own caste profession. Now the people are doing their own work. They are free to do any work, and they are free to do any business in this society. So this tradition, the previous tradition, has been changing day by day very fastly. So that's you can see the caste system, it is creates some bonds among a particular group of people, and they will separates them from the other people. So because of this caste only, because of this caste system, what is happening? Some group of people, they are getting the bonding as a group. Like for example, the ST people, some people are there. So they are deciding themselves as they are related to the same ST caste. So these all ST people is together, combinedly they are a particular group. So this group is they are, this group is making difference, it is showing difference as from comparing to the other group. So like that, like this caste system, it is creating a different bonds among a particular group, and they are separating them too from the other groups. So, however, the caste system has also given a rise to a great inequalities and discrimination in our society. So, because of this caste system, also we got what we it has, this caste system is one of the reason to what to rise the inequalities between the peoples, and the discrimination. Discrimination is nothing but the high caste people are they are, they will see as they will show the discrimination to the poor people. So in previous olden days, they used to keep the low caste people besides, and the high caste people, they used to do they used to be rich. So the low caste people, they used to work in the houses of the high caste people. So the discrimination, it used to happen. So because this caste system is also one of the reason for the inequalities and discrimination in our society. So let us see how this is happened. So the people are engaged in different kinds of works, isn't it? So in previous days, like I have said, the each caste people have a each profession work. So they are engaged, they are busy in different kinds of uh, work, like what, the teaching and carpentry, the pottery, they'll make the pots, and the weaving, they'll make the clothes, and fishing, farming, etc. So all this work they are doing for what purpose? To earn their livelihood, to earn some amount of income to survive their lives, and to look after the family of them. So they are doing these professions. So however, if we see the certain kinds of jobs, they are valued more than the others. So some particular kinds of jobs, what is it, they are more valuable. If we see, they are more valuable jobs as than the others. So the activities like what, the activities like the cleaning, washing, and cutting the hair, we all know, and picking garbage. So all these activities, these are they are seen as what, the tasks that are of less value, and people who do this work are seen as dirty and impure. So here the difference, if we see the difference here, we can see here, no, like who are busy in the people who are busy in the professions like what, teaching, carpentry, pottery, weaving, fishing, farming. So all these, they are also doing their jobs to earn the income. Now who are doing the cleaning, washing, cutting hair, picking garbage, they are also doing that job for the income only. But so these people, the teaching and pottery, these people have some of the value, they have some of the value in the society. But who will do the activities like cleaning, washing, cutting hair, picking garbage? So they will comes under the less value people, and the people, the society will look them as and their work, they will look them, they are seen like what, the dirty and impure. So this belief is an very important aspects of the caste system. So here we can see now how the inequalities are showing between the peoples in the society. So it is these belief is only very important future and aspects of the caste system. In the caste system, the community is, it means groups, different groups of people, they were placed in a social order where each caste was either above or below the other. So in this caste system, what is it? Some of the groups and some of the communities of the people who are there, they are placing what, they are placing in the social order. And there were each caste was either above or below as than the other. So those who placed themselves as the top of the ladder called themselves the upper caste and saw themselves as superior. So the people who believe that they are from the upper caste, it means they have placed themselves only as they are the top of the all the castes if we compare. So them, those who placed themselves as the top of the ladder, it means they are who are thinking that the upper caste, they call themselves what, the upper caste people. And also they will see themselves, look themselves as a superior. So the groups who were placed at the bottom of the ladder, it means who will see the groups, the caste, who these categories who comes as the less bottom of the ladder, they were seen as what, they were seen as the unworthy people, unvaluable people, like the untouchabilities, we call them as what, the untouchabilities. So the caste rules were set and did not allow the so called untouchable to take on work other than what they were meant to do. So the higher caste people who are there, what they used to do, they used to it means they used to call them as what, untouchable. So untouchable, they used to take on work to these people, and they used to make them work only the works which are like cleaning, washing. So all these less valuable tasks and activities they used to give. So for example, some groups were only allowed to what, only allowed to pick the garbage and remove dead animals from the villages. So that people are related to, comes under the category of the low caste people. So the high caste, upper caste people who are there, they used to give this activity to do the low caste people, like some low caste categories, their work is only to pick the garbage and only to remove whatever the dead animals, the animals are used to die in the villages. So it will become the bad, and the smell is so it is not good to the village. So that particular caste of people, they are only to work as the picking garbage and removing the dead animals from the villages. But they were not, they are allowed to do this work only, they were not allowed to enter the homes of the upper caste people, like take water from the village well, or entering the temples. So these are not allowed to these low caste people. What, they can't take the water from the wells, and they can't enter into the temples. Only the upper caste people only they can enter into the temples there. So they doesn't have, so here we can see as the inequalities. So their children could not, the whoever the low caste people are there, their children, even they could not sit the children besides who are related to the upper caste people in the school. So these upper caste people who are there, they are acted in the ways which they did not give the so-called, it is nothing but untouchabilities, the same rights as they enjoyed. It means the upper caste people who are enjoying the rights, whatever the rights they are enjoying, so the low caste people, children, they won't get that much rights, and they can't enjoy like the upper caste people also. So these their children's also comes under the category of the so called untouchabilities. So the remaining topics of this chapter, the continuation of this part, we will discuss.